Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebel Wealth Radio. Chris here, Steve McCarthy.
What's up?
How's everyone doing today? We are looking forward to another chat with you guys and with each other and getting some good information and content out there. So, Steve, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. I love being on here. I love doing this right here. I know it's going to help some people. I wish we had this when I was getting started in business. I felt like I was alone on an island, man.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. When I started in the business, they just kind of threw me in and were like, "Hey, here's a phone book, make some calls." It's like, oh, that sounds good.
Yep.
Hey, what do I do with this 30 grand I just made this month? I'm 21 years old. I'll just blow it. I'll blow it, right? So I think that it's good that we're at a place in our life that we've surrounded ourselves with the right people who have guided us, and we're actually taking their guidance and their information, and we're applying it to our lives.
Yep.
Which kind of rolls us into our topic today, right? So
yeah, it's actually from one of my mentors. This is like a key focus of his, and it's really what got the wheels turning for me. I know you got it from a different place, but one of my mentors, Michael Reese, is always, life by design a life of life by strategy is what he calls his, right?
Yeah, or life by design.
Life by design.
Yeah.
Being intentional about what are we doing, what are we building, and not just taking whatever the world throws at you. Because when you take that, like, you're doomed for misery.
Well, also I think that you're unstable.
Yeah,
because you're always in reaction mode, right? And so when you're in reaction mode, you're kind of like, okay, well, you don't really have any footing. You don't have any direction, no design. You're just kind of reacting to whatever happens in life. And I'll say this, Steve. So for me, I've lived my entire life in the moments. Like, yep. I never really thought about the future. I never planned. I just was like, I'm not even promised another day, so I'm gonna. And there's a very real aspect of the life that I live now that I still live with that from a joy standpoint. Okay, so that's different. So life by design, from a intentional in multiple ways. I'm intentional, like in relationships, how I'm going to nurture all the relationships I'm in and I have,
right?
And also intentional in business, right? But I still very much live my life in the sense of like, I live it. So I don't, you don't know what's going to happen. You see a lot of tragedy out there. And so I live my life by design, and I have plans, and I dream, and I put things in place, and I attack them, but I still live every day like with joy into the fullest. And I do that. And I do that from a life perspective so that I'm enjoying the life that God's given me right now. But yeah, absolutely. By design, like it's like you and I talk, and we're building what we're building individually in your business and my business. And it's like, we do have a design, we have a plan, we actually put things on paper, right? And so we can go after it. We're very strategic in that. But I will say, I do believe in, I won't speak for you, but I believe you're the same way, as far as like, you still live every day to the fullest.
100%. I'm even intentional about how I get out of bed. Like, if you get out of bed on accident, you're liable to hit snooze because, bed's warm, it's comfortable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All that stuff. But
I think you even schedule that in your calendar, don't you?
My calendar's got lunch in it.
I'm not even kidding. His calendar says, like, bedtime is this time, and that's when he goes to bed. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and when I play a game, when I hear the alarm clock, so that I'm not trapped in that snooze thing, and this is not perfected by any means, but the goal, I play a game like as if the house was on fire. When the alarm clock goes off, I try to intentionally, with energy, jump out of bed. Because I want to start my day intentionally thinking about positive energy.
Absolutely.
I know exactly what I'm doing in the morning. I'm going to go turn power on the coffee pot. or Keurig, whatever you call it thing. And I'm going to go let the chickens out. I'm going to sit down with my Bible. I'm going to read for 10 minutes. I'm going to listen to something motivational. I do the same boring things every single day because I know.
And it produces results, the results you want.
Yeah. Well, and if you're not, then what results are you getting from your current method of getting out of bed?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for most people, if they sat down and took the time to actually think about, hey, where is my life right now? Do I have the things I want out of life? And if I don't, what am I going to do to get them?
Yes.
Like what I'm doing now is not getting me the things that I want, right? So so it's like I want A, B, C, D, and I really like. I know this is cliche, guys, and I'm sure like anybody who's done anything, you know, in the finance or any kind of goal setting is like you hear, oh well, write down your goals and write down like they used to call it a dream board, right? Have your dream board, right? I don't necessarily call it a dream board because for me, if I use the word dream, then I may or may not get it because dreams don't all, you know, it's like I'm like I put down a goal board and if I put it on there, I'm gonna get it. Like somehow, some way, I'm gonna get it.
If that's true, then you have a process for achieving it.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. So we break everything down in numbers, right? So
Yep.
we make X dollars. How many loans do I need to do to get to this income, to get to this? How many people do I need to grow the team by to get to this, to get this? Like there's an absolute formula, and which is good because, you know, one big thing that in life if you want to be successful, and this is something that in this last probably 2 months I've really I've been by my mentor I've been taught. And it's a word that I've always struggled with because I am such a person that does not like being told what to do. I absolute accountability. Yep, that's the word. You read my mind. So we have been coached to be held accountable. And when I think of being held accountable, I'm like, dude, I'm a grown man.
Tell me nothing.
Telling me like I'm not holding. What are you talking about? But when you take a step back from your pride and you're like, okay, like. There's a benefit to being held accountable, and when you're held accountable, it pushes you to do the things you say you're going to do. It's like I said that I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and my coach is like, well, you've done A and B, you suck. Like, and I'm like, oh, you're right. And he's like, and since you didn't do C and D, you're not getting this. Like, oh, I really wanted that. So, okay, right back. Let's do A, B,
did
C,
you really
D.
want it?
Yeah, you didn't really want it
C&D.
because C and D matter.
Yep.
Like, and that's the thing in life is people, you start to realize like people will do things and they'll do them. And if they don't continue to stay to be held accountable and they don't continue to, they'll do it half butt, right? So it'll be, you know, oh, well, I did half of it. Well, good. You're going to get half the car then. So they'll saw it in half.
Yeah.
You get the rear, get the ass in, and you get the 2 tires and no engine. So accountability is very, very important. So finding somebody, and that's I think what Steve and I are here for, guys. Is I mean, we're not trying to say, oh, we're your mentors, and we're just trying to tell you, kind of help you get on track to where you want to be. And obviously, we'll love to guide you if you guys are reaching out to us and saying, hey, how can I get here? How can I get there?
If you're a do the work type of person.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're just telling you from our experience, we both came from nothing. And everything that we've done today, we've done based on our drive and our nobody's given us anything. So we are very dedicated to our crafts, and we're very focused on the life that we want and the way that we have to go about achieving it. And so we just want to share that with people and we aren't the type of people that are like, oh, we're going to hoard this for ourselves. Like, no, we are here to help other people grow.
My life by design is a must.
Yeah.
Like the things that I want, and we talk about some big stuff.
Big stuff.
Right?
Like, no joke. We put, I think at the top of our list for what we're looking to accomplish, we want a jet. We want we use the word G6. I don't even think it's a G6 anymore. That's like it's like from rap video in the early 2000s.
I want a G6. I don't care if it's outdated because it's in every rap song I like. So
that's what I'm saying.
want.
We'll go with the G6.
Yeah.
Okay. And even in that, guys, think about this. So you have to understand that everything that we do, we also have an income outlet for it, right? So a revenue stream. It's not like we're going to buy a $30 million G6, right? And we're going to just fly it around the country and not, that thing will be chartered out. It will be like the 3 vacations a year that we take because we're busy the other 11 months of the year. There's other people that are not busy and have the money, and it will be chartered out. We've looked into you can lease them through, you can add them to other fleets, like a Wheels Up or I just drew a blank. There's like 5 or 6 different private charters out there that we look, and they'll put your plane on lease. So you obviously you pay them a cut, but without getting into details, like there's so many ways that when you make a purchase like that, people are like, oh, that's $30 million. You don't think Donald Trump, he buys something and costs billions of dollars, and guess what? It's making him money.
100%.
It's everything he does is making him money.
Here's what I like. Like when you talk about a goal like that right there, like 50% of the people are like, you idiot.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the ones where I like, okay.
Well, and I think and everybody has a different goal. Everybody has not everyone wants a jet. Well, I don't want to fly commercial. That's my thing. Like I don't. Like I'm not doing it. I'm not wearing masks.
You look good in a mask. I'm
not doing it. I never have, and I'm not doing it. Like this is still America for me, and I'm just not. So for me, I still want to travel, right? I want to go to Bora Bora. I want to go to these places that are on my list. And guess what? And no one's going to tell me nothing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in my own jet, and I'm going to make money on that.
Here's why we get what we want, though. It's the big stretch goal.
Yeah, because it pushes you so much out of your comfort zone. You're like, oh my God, that's a huge purchase. Like, wow. And a lot of people, if you look at it in life, like, why do you think that like less than 1% of the world's population has like 95% of the world's money?
Because 95% of the world is telling you that's not possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, and again, like I want everyone to know, like my heart isn't, I'm not sitting here saying money is everything. And this podcast and what we're doing is not about like, oh my God, get as much money as you possibly can. Both of us are generous to a degree that you can't even imagine. And so it's just about, listen, if you stay in your own way, but you want more. Not everyone wants more out of life.
That's fine.
I listened to a CEO the other day. He said this. So he was given a speech at a college, or I think it was a college. I don't remember. But some girl stood up and she said, "Do you expect?" Now this is a CEO that's worth billions of dollars. His company is worth billions of dollars, and she said, "Do you expect your employees to work as hard as you?" And he said, "Absolutely not." He said, "I work 18 hours a day." He said, "I want to buy the jets. The jets are going to cost me $7 billion. He said, "I came into this country with $20. I couldn't even afford a Jets jersey. Now I'm talking about buying the jets. So I need $7 billion. He said, "I work 18 hours a day. No, I don't expect somebody else to care about my company the way I do." And that's the reality of it, right? And he said, "Listen, not everybody wants what I want." He goes, there's a lot of people that they want to make $200,000 a year, and that's totally good for them. They'll be the happiest in the world. So guess what? I want to help you get there.
Yep.
If that's your goal and you want to make $200,000 a year, I want to help you get there. You don't want to make $150 billion a year like I want to make. I want to buy the damn jets. I came from nothing, $20. He said, "I came to this country with $20. I couldn't even afford a Jets jersey. Now I want to buy the jets." Like, and when you put that into perspective, it's like not everybody we're talking to wants to make millions of dollars, or maybe they do, but they don't want to do what it takes. But
either way is fine.
Either way is fine. It's not shaming anyone. It's like, what is your goal? Okay, well, if we can help you get to that goal in any way, shape, or form, if it's $150,000 a year, let's figure out a plan. And a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people are like, well, I work my job, right? And I'm pretty much maxed out. They're going to pay me $30 an hour. I can't make any more than that. So I'm never going to be able to make that because it's where I'm at unless I leave. No, that's not true.
No, it's not.
Stay working there. Stay working there. There's other ways that you can take money and make it work for you and get you to that $150,000 a year. And I'm not talking about get rich quick MLM overnight market. No. I'm not talking about that, guys. I'm not. I don't believe in those. I'm not saying people don't make money in them. I actually know people personally that make ridiculous money in them. But what I'm saying is, don't get out of your own way.
Yeah, and you can't say that I make $30 an hour, so there's no way I can achieve X because it's proven over and over again. I sat down for a meeting last night with a guy that's ex-highway patrol. That's a pretty set income. You're not making, maybe you get some overtime or something like that. But I sat down in the winery that he had created and built in the site.
There you go.
Right? So you could do it a million different ways. The key to that is the same as you getting a private jet or Gary Vee buying the jets. It's, you know, what is the end
How'd you
goal?
know that's who I was talking about?
Because
That was
I
Gary
don't know,
Vee.
man. Yeah, Vaynerchuk Media.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I love about Gary is he's exactly like we are. We don't care what your end goal is.
You don't care what the end goal is.
But the process is
the same.
It's always the same, and,
Yep.
it always boils down to what do you really want, and you got to give yourself permission to say that that's okay in spite of what all the people
Absolutely.
around you
Yeah.
say is possible.
And I think that's the thing is, you get good in this business, in any business really, if it is, you know, Steve and I have a really, really, really thick skin. Everyone's, no matter, you could be doing amazing things, terrible, it don't matter. People are they're going to hate against you and they're going to say negative things against you because they're stuck in their own misery, right?
Yep.
So they're like, I'm going to bring you down. You don't bring me down.
No, well,
I'm
plus
I'm my own motivator. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? So
you don't, but they're not bringing us down because they hate what we're doing. They're bringing us down because if we prove it's possible, that means they were capable of reaching their own dreams,
Yeah.
right? But they didn't want to put in the work.
they didn't want to put in the work,
which
yeah.
is fine.
It's just easier for people to talk bad about people in life. It's just like,
but it doesn't help
it doesn't
anybody, right?
Well, it doesn't help nobody. And so we're here trying to do the opposite. We're here trying to help people, you know, create whatever it is they want to create. And I think that that's the thing that we would like you guys to get from this is we're not saying you got to create or have anywhere near the dreams and goals we have. We're not saying that. But you have dreams and goals, and I know a lot of people out there are stuck in the, well, I'm stuck here, so I can't, because I got to feed my family, I got to put food on the table, right? I got to put gas in the car, pay the rent, pay the whatever it is you have, and my income only allows me to do this. Well, I guarantee if you sat down with somebody who's done it before and has been in your shoes, there is absolutely a plan that they can put you on, and if you listen to it, that thinking would change quick.
That's all that really has to change is
Is
that
your
thinking,
thinking.
man. Because there's a million different ways to get there, and you could do it doing something you love. You work your 9 to 5. Don't stop. Keep doing that. Pay your bills. But what could you do at the end?
How many people have you brought into the real estate industry that stayed working in their 9 to 5 and maybe are currently still working?
Yeah.
I mean, I know a few agents of yours that I work with personally on a regular basis that are still in their 9 to 5 and they've supplemented their income almost to what they're making at their job now, but they didn't give up their 9 to 5. Their security that they love, because a lot of people love that security, right?
Yep.
So they kept that security, but they're putting money aside and making investments and doing other things with this extra money that they're making in real estate. And I'm just saying that's one avenue, but how many of people that you have on your team are still working their 9 to 5ers?
I do have some still working in 9 to 5s, but I also got some that have quit, $65,000 a year government jobs, and I've got some quit, $150,000 a year jobs because the job wasn't ever what they weren't a 9-year-old and said, I wanted to make 150 working for somebody else.
Right.
No. So when their eyes are opened up to, hey, I could have more and do what I love.
Yeah.
Things change. And here's the thing. If they're working a job, they think, well, I'm already exhausted when I get home. Well, of course you're exhausted when you get home. You hate what you do.
Yeah,
but you'd be surprised that if you were pushing towards something that you love to do, it's like a kid on Christmas Day. Energy's unlimited.
That's absolutely the case. Like if you are drained at the end of the day, because and it's funny that you say that, because most people that are in that situation, they're already exhausted before they get to work. It's not even what happened at work. It's like they despise their job so much and what they do so much that they're already exhausted because they've already exerted so much energy and being frustrated over even just working there.
100%. They're forced to work with people they don't like.
Absolutely.
They resent people that come home and take that home on their families. But, just like you said, and I know I wanted to touch on this too, is you've brought people from other industries as well and help free them from that, right?
Yeah.
And nothing feels better than the gratitude you get from somebody that you've cut that ball and chain off of them and let them, run free and create for themselves.
Yeah. And honestly, like I don't ever look for any thank yous or any of that. Like my thank you is when I look at somebody and say, man, you were making $100,000 and now you made $1 million. Like 4 years into the business and you made $1 million, like your biggest year ever before I talked to you about coming in the mortgage industry. And I don't take it like that's your hard work, your dedication. I gave you an opportunity and you ran with it.
You helped someone make $1 million. I used to think if I could just win the lottery and have $1 million, my life would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, isn't it funny how your mind, like $1 million is nothing anymore? It's
Yeah,
like,
that
what?
doesn't buy a jet.
Doesn't buy a jet. No. You need 30 of those.
You need at least.
And then you're back to zero.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
yes.
So, yeah, it's rewarding. And obviously I'm very strategic on people that I talk to about coming into this business, because, you can't make everybody, a loan officer. You just can't.
But who can you help?
Who can you help, right?
I look for people that, number one, they want something more, right? They're coachable.
Wait, I was just going to say,
Yep.
what's the word we use all the time? Are you
Coachable. Yep,
Are you
100%.
coachable? And if you're not coachable, it doesn't matter what industry
You
go
are
into.
coachable.
Yeah, I'm extremely coachable.
I kid you not, I probably have 6 coaches right now in different areas in my business and life
Yep.
that I'm trying to improve in. Like I'm 100% coachable. Do I always do everything that the coaches tell me to do?
No.
I should. But
We're
I don't.
human. We're human,
Yep.
and we don't. But we are absolutely, we desire that coaching, and we know that coaching is, we're looking at people that have already done it, and we're not saying, well, I can't do what you did. No, we're saying, teach me how to do what you did, and guess what? I'm going to do it. And then, in 10 years from now, we look back and we go, dude, we're 45,000 feet in the air heading to Bora Bora to stay in our bungalow over the water. That's $20,000 a week. Like, this is real. This is real.
When it happens, both of us will be
Live.
happy for
Hey,
about
we'll
an
do
hour.
our podcast live.
Yeah.
live from 45,000 feet.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I know it sounds funny right now because, people are probably looking at us and laughing, going, these guys are ridiculous.
You know what sounds funny is thinking, 10 years ago that I would be here.
So that's what I do. I mean, look
Yep.
at that. Like, if I look at my career, I'm on 18 years now in this career. Where I am and my income now versus when I started, it's like, it doesn't even make sense.
It's awesome.
It doesn't even make sense.
Right.
And what is that? That's because a few years back, in 2017, 18, beginning of 18,
Yeah.
I came into contact with who I consider to be he is my mentor, but I considered him to be someone who saw something in me and took me under his wings. And this guy's a multi-mega millionaire. Mm-hmm. He's started mortgage companies. He's sold mortgage companies. He's built several different businesses. He has so many different streams of revenue. He doesn't have to work. And he pours into me, and and I say thank you. And I continue to grab a hold of him and just follow his coaching. And his biggest coaching for me is person. Like, he wants me to work on the personality side of things and how I interact with people and how I read people, leadership, right? So I'm growing into different areas of my life. I'm not just a loan officer doing loans. It's like leadership. How can you lead? And so this is an aspect of it, reaching out to people and helping them with whatever it is they're wanting to do. What are your goals? Maybe your goal is to go from $40,000 a year to $100,000 a year. Like, let's do that. Let's figure out a plan. I mean, I'm not going to make the $100,000 for you, but let's sit down and let's figure out what you're doing and where we can help you get to where you need to be. And then I think that as a society, like, we should be looking to empower people to this country is the greatest country to ever exist. We have the opportunities here like nobody else has anywhere in the world, and take advantage of those. Like, don't want anything handed to you. Like, I've never had a thing handed to me ever, and I don't want that. I want to earn everything that I do, and so.
But why? 'Cause I think this is important because I think people, unfortunately, they grow up in bad circumstances and it's been handed to them, and they don't know the value of a different way.
Well, I think it's for me. I never want anyone ever to be like I gave that to him, or like. And it's not maybe it is a pride thing. Call it pride, call it whatever you want. But I have always been I'm a capitalist first, 100% capitalist.
Capitalist pig.
And yes, I am. And so I believe that I was given the biggest blessing ever to be born in the greatest country to ever exist.
Pretty
and
awesome.
That country allows me to do things that no other country allows. The freedom to create what we call the American dream, right? And whatever that looks like, the American dream is not the same for everybody. But for me, it's like I never ever will look back and have to say that like I was handed anything, because it just doesn't get, I don't feel a sense of, what's the term I'm looking for? Accomplishment, I guess.
That's
Maybe.
what I was getting at.
I think for me, I want to accomplish things in life, and you're not going to accomplish things by sitting back and letting somebody else give you anything.
Here's what I believe.
Other than advice.
Right.
I'll take advice.
Yeah, but you earned it, because you've put in the work for somebody to see enough value in you and enough potential in you to give you that advice. But this is what I believe. I believe in each time that I set out to accomplish something, if I fail, I learn to trust myself in finding another way.
Yeah.
If I succeed, then I believe that I've gained just a little bit more confidence, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think that confidence allows me to reach out and do something else. So I believe every time somebody hands you something, they're taking away from your ability to build you a stronger, more capable,
That's it.
braver you.
Yep, that's it. And you actually, it's funny, is you said something right there in that, and I'll tell you, I would say it's probably the number one thing that holds people back from doing anything and stretching and reaching, and that's they're afraid to fail.
Yeah,
They're afraid. I am not afraid to fail. I am not afraid to fail. Like, I'm going to fail. I know that that's part of life, and it's what you do with that failure that really defines you.
That's that's the unfortunate side of our system. If you fail in school, you're judged with a grade. If you fail at home, so many people are it's built into them that you can't fail. But winners fail.
Winners fail.
They fail all the time.
Dude, and professional athletes who these people look up to so much. I mean, all they do is fail. Mm-hmm. Like it's constant. And so once you realize we are imperfect people living in an imperfect world, who are
with God-given gifts of
God-given gifts of greatness,
waiting to be developed.
Absolutely. So tap into those gifts, and tap into people who care and want to see you succeed. Because I'm telling you right now, absolutely eliminate. I don't care if it's your mom, dad, grandpa, grandma. I don't care who it is. Eliminate any human being in your life that is holding you down or telling you you can't.
Use it for fuel. Prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
If that's what it takes, man. There's some power in proving them wrong.
So my whole life I was told that I'm gonna be a nothing. I'm gonna end up in prison. I'm gonna end up behind, like all nothing but negative. Nothing. You're a devil child. Oh my God, that was my whole life, right?
They were right.
And horns. And all I did was let that fuel me.
Yep. Good, man.
And I would say that there's times in my life where I probably doubted myself and doubted my ability. Very seldom. I'm a very confident person by nature. I have a lot of security and in who I am and what I bring to the table. And I've also tapped into who God has made me. Yep. I've tapped into the gifts that God has given me, and I use those to further His kingdom, like He's asked me to do, and I use those to help other people. And so if people want to be a part of that and they want to reach out to you and I, because reaching out to Steve and I also gives you, the access to the people that we have connected with in our lives that will only benefit you.
Do you want to be around our people?
Yeah.
100%. And if you are around the wrong people, it's hard. You don't have to stop loving people, but you got to create some distance.
Absolutely.
Yep. And let's create some distance right now and get another episode in.
you got it. So that's a wrap for our episode today. We appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Like we say all the time, hey, if you have questions, if you have comments, we want to hear them all, good, bad, and anything in between. So
we want to help you, man.
We do. We really are here. We started this podcast, Rebel Wealth Radio, just to help guide people in creating whatever it is they want to create in life, whether that's, Steve and I we haven't hit we're not even near where we want to be. We have a long way to go. We want to help you guys get to wherever it is you want to be, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same goals as us. We just want to love on people. We want to give back to the people that want to benefit from what it is we're learning in life and what we have to offer. And it's not always just this big transaction, just one loan after one loan, one real estate sale after one. There's more to it. People matter. And so you matter. And we want to share all of that with you guys. So, thanks again for tuning in. Love it, Steve.
Yep.
Thanks for everything, man. And we're gonna continue this. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.
Chris Burns is a loan officer with Academy Mortgage Corporation, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Loan Act, NMLS number 633206, corporate NMLS number 3113, equal housing lender. Steve McCarthy with the McCarthy Real Estate Group is part of eXp Realty, DRE number 01919308.